Hi, and welcome back to this week's edition of Valley Voice. I'm your host, Mala Singh. World Language Week is right around the corner, and there are many events in store. Ms. Van Milligan is the director of the Multicultural Night. So, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. So the Multicultural Show is definitely incredibly diverse. Can you explain what the show entails?
So the Multicultural Show kind of covers every facet of culture, and the word culture itself is pretty vague. So culture itself is a shared way of life, and there's lots of different ways that we can share our experiences through our ethnicity, through our gender, through our religion. And so the Multicultural Show gives us students an opportunity to just display how they care about their culture or their heritage.
Interesting. So how many acts can perform in the show?
So the number of acts, it just depends on what we get every year, what students feel comfortable performing in this particular show. This particular year, Multicultural Show 2020, we have 16 different acts. So the show usually ranges a little bit like over an hour every single year. And they're just a variety of acts displaying like a passion or an idea or trend regarding culture.
How was it created, World Language Week?
So World Language Week was created, one of our administrators, sorry, I don't remember which one specifically, but one of our administrators was like, hey, let's go ahead and join forces with foreign language department and choir for world music, and put them together to promote it as like something more significant, so students in the building would be more aware of it and try to attend the events more frequently. So it was kind of hard. They were all kind of spread out. Actually, it might have been Maria Monahan, secretary in the office, that thought of it, to put the things together so that, thematically we knew it was like a thing for students to focus on, that they could do multiple things in 1 week and share a similar theme.
Interesting. So what's your favorite part about World Language Week?
Well, the Multicultural Show is my favorite part. What I love about the whole week is it's just stopping and giving people, not just students, but staff, an opportunity to say, hey, this is who I am. Like, you see this perception of me every day, but now maybe you can learn a little bit more about like my thoughts, what's important to me, or my faith, or my heritage, my background. It just gives us more of a space to kind of highlight our identities and share those with others and appreciate all different facets of culture with others as well. And I do love too, there's a food night, right? Like I used to teach a class here called Cultural Studies, and that was my favorite unit. We would do this unit where people would just make different recipes from around the world, and so much of food is a celebration of culture, and so just have an opportunity to experience that too is such a gratifying and important thing for us to do in our country and in the world.
So what is the audition process like?
So the audition process for Multicultural Show, it is, a couple days in November. It's kind of a hard time because we got finals looming, so we have to do auditions in November, but then the show is January 23rd. So I do 2 scheduled days in November for students that want to audition, but because of the awkwardness of timing of holidays, finals, the last few years I've allowed students to use winter break to prep something, and then when they come back, they can audition or send me an audition tape for me to select them for the show. For example, there was an ensemble group, a Filipino Tinikling group, and what that is there's bamboo sticks involved, where 2 people are like tapping bamboo sticks and people jump in and do different dances. It's super cool. And they're part of the show, but they were too busy that time of year, so they submitted their audition tape last week, and then they were selected to be in the show.
Awesome. So why do you think people should come to the show?
So this show is unlike any other show we do at NEQA. So I direct theater shows here too, but you never know what you're going to get with a Multicultural Show. And I like that there's a variety of talents and voices that come out of the show. So we have everything from your classical Indian dances or Bollywood dances to some new act that we're doing this year where a student she is doing a sign language act with a
Wow.
Green Day song. You know, like you'll see that's a really popular like assignment in sign language classes now, where you're basically like rocking out to sign language as the song's going on. So that to show like that facet of culture, and then maybe the next act could be a spoken word piece about the progression of women, and then another act that we have this year I'm really excited about. Sarah Richter, who's a phenomenal dancer, she choreographed a tribute dance to her grandfather, who is a Holocaust survivor. And so the dance is a reflection of all the different challenges that he went through in different concentration camps and just her admiration for him. So again, you can't necessarily go to a show here at NEQA that offers all that type of variety of performances.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
us.
Oh,
And we'll
you're
be
welcome.
right back with Senorita Torres. Welcome back to Valley Voice. Today with me now I have Mrs. Coppin, the department chair for World Languages. So Mrs. Coppin, what can you tell me about World Language Week?
Well, really World Language Week is just a celebration of language and culture here at NEQA. We celebrate the variety of languages that we offer in the courses that we have here at NEQA, but also in just the languages, you know, that the students speak in their homes. And we have a variety of different activities throughout the week. We have a lot of different things happening within the world language classes. Some world language teachers, you know, based on the levels, will offer varying degrees of extra credit for those activities. But the other, you know, part of it that the entire school can enjoy are the activities in the evenings. So we have each day, it's a 4-day week, so the first day of the week, Tuesday, we have the World Music Concert. And then on Wednesday is the Taste of the World. And then, Thursday we have the Multicultural Show. And then on Friday is my personal favorite, and that's the Career Fair. So lots of activities, lots of things happening throughout the week.
Awesome. I was just about to ask you what your favorite was. Why is that one your favorite?
Well, the Career Fair is really a culmination of a lot of different things. It's where we have different professionals, we have parents, but just different professionals from the community who are multilingual or bilingual, and they use, you know, English and another language in their careers. They use it every day, and it's a great way to communicate and connect and, you know, enrich their lives, but also their professions. So we invite those people to come in and they talk to our students, and the students come down during their classes, and it's very relaxed. They get to just kind of visit and chat with them about, you know, what do they do? You know, what's their day look like? What's it sound like? And really it's exciting to have people talk about that, because they always light up, they spark and get really excited when they talk about their languages and what they do. So yeah, that's one of my favorite things.
Nice. So what role do you have in the production of World Language Week?
Well, I'm the department chair, so I kind of organize and coordinate everything and recruit, you know, volunteers and set schedules and do a lot of the communications and create slideshows and that kind of thing and get the word out. But you know, another really big event for us, like I said, is the Taste of the World on Wednesday night, and that involves a lot of organizing of food. So students bring in cultural dishes from their families, and we have such a great variety of food, and my job is to buy the plates and you know, the tablecloths and kind of organize all that, and get everybody in a, you know, in the music set. Actually this year we're excited too, because we've got a couple students who are going to be doing some henna artwork
awesome.
and tattoos as well. So just kind of organizing all that and communicating that to the school.
So what do the foreign language teachers encourage, what do they say to encourage the students to come?
Well, they get extra credit depending on the level that they're at and where they go and what they do. But they also encourage them to come because they do it in the classrooms. So they give the students a chance to really highlight and focus on their culture, their language, you know, and their experiences at home. But they do cultural presentations. I know they have different movies. Like I know there's one movie after school in a Spanish 3 course that they're offering, and just different things that are outside of the curriculum that they wouldn't normally get to do, you know, in a regular day.
So what would you say to like Nikwa as a whole, all students not part of foreign language? What would you say to encourage them to come?
I would encourage them to come just because it's fun to see their classmates doing something that they don't normally see them doing, in music, or the multicultural show is amazing, or even just to taste some food. It's really neat to get to talk to somebody about their family, and all of these activities, you're doing something. So it's less awkward than walking up to them and saying, "So, tell me about your family heritage." You're actually doing something, and it sparks some really natural, authentic conversations that people, are genuinely excited to share with other people.
That's really awesome. So that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Valley Voice. See you next week.